Your next news update is at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Well, I got to tell you, President Biden not making it easy on President Trump as he walks out the door, besides releasing those 11 Yemen terrorists from Guantanamo.
Yeah, to Oman.
Yeah.
Oman.
Well, they were part of, the 9/11 attack that killed thousands of Americans. Released them. Then he's having this ban on drilling on the East Coast, the West Coast, and parts of Alaska. And Trump mentioned all of this yesterday.
We are inheriting a difficult situation from the outgoing administration, and they're trying everything they can to make it more difficult. Inflation is continuing to rage, and interest rates are far too high. President Biden's actions yesterday on offshore drilling, banning offshore drilling, will not stand. I will reverse it immediately. They told me that we're going to do everything possible to make this transition to the new administration very smooth. It's not smooth.
No, it's not. And is this going to keep gas prices high? Let's start there with Stephen Moore. He is, as you know, a noted economist and author of the Trump Economic Miracle. Good morning, Stephen Moore. How are you?
Hi, guys. Good. I just wish I was in Chicago where it's a balmy 12 degrees.
Oh,
but
wonderful.
the sun's out, so that says a lot. I'd rather have the sun out than in cold temperatures.
You know what?
Sleety.
We had a big, I think you guys may know, we had a big snowstorm in D.C., and we get these maybe once a year, and it paralyzes the whole city because nobody knows how to drive or deal with snow. But it's a nice sunny day today, and it's a beautiful winter wonderland. But it just reminded me of my old days growing up in Chicago and trudging off to school, and how much snow do you have there?
I know. Well, we just got a dusting here, but yes. How much do you have? Is it still on the ground there?
Yeah, we had 8 inches. That's a lot.
Wow,
for us.
that is. Did you have? Well, they had a few inches in St. Louis, but they had a 2-inch ice storm first, and then the snow came down. So hopefully, the kiddos will be back at school today. I'm hoping for that. And D.C., they shut it down pretty much, but they had to let the lawmakers come in to certify Trump's victory.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at that because it was an historic moment, but that's when the big storm came in, and so we were kind of paralyzed. I couldn't get out there, but that was an historic occasion. It is going to be Trump hitting the ground running on January 20th when he gets inaugurated. But what you were just talking about is a big deal, where Biden is throwing so many obstacles and roadblocks into getting the Trump agenda in place. And first of all, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. He's spending every single penny he can get his hands on. I mean, they're taking the cushions in every office building to find quarters and nickels they can spend at a time when we have a $2 trillion deficit, which I think is outrageous. But then this other thing, this new executive order by Biden saying that they're taking millions of acres of prime oil and gas areas off of line. By the way, we get a huge amount of oil and gas in the Gulf. Do we still call it the Gulf of Mexico? Is it now the Gulf of America?
It's Gulf of America. No, yes, still Gulf of Mexico.
It's Gulf
Thank
of
you.
America. That's my name.
But so this is a big deal because it's going to take time now for Trump to reverse these things. And we want to be number one in oil and gas production. And we get a lot of look at Britain. I mean, how much oil do they still get oil from the North Sea? And so this is a big deal, and it is an obstacle to using our fossil fuels and becoming energy dependent.
So it can't be easily reversed, right? Does he need approval from Congress?
For which?
To reverse Biden's banning on drilling offshore.
Well, so that's an issue for the courts to decide.
Ugh.
Because there is. I've been kind of following this, and the legal people I talk to say that because Biden is invoking some like 1930s law that it may require an act of Congress, which, as you know, takes forever to get done, especially when Republicans have a two or three seat majority in the House and a 3-seat majority in the Senate. So this is just at a time when we have to be producing every barrel of oil we can and every amount of natural gas. This is quite a roadblock.
And this is what President-elect Trump said about President Biden and his love for electric.
One other thing he did yesterday, which was in many ways worse, it's hard to believe it can be worse. He wants all gas heaters out of your homes and apartments. He wants them to be replaced by essentially electric heaters. I don't know what it is with electric. This guy loves electric. We're going to be ending the electric car mandate quickly, by the way. This guy loves electric. And we don't have enough electricity. And then we have AI where we need more. And he wants everybody to have an electric heater instead of a gas heater. Gas heater is much less expensive. The heat is much better. It's a much better heat. As the expression goes, you don't itch. Does anybody have a heater where you go and you're scratching? And that's what they want you to have. They don't want you to have gas where you don't have the problems of the electric. And the source is plentiful. They're much cheaper to operate. They're much better. They work much better. They look much better. 60% of homes and apartments have gas heaters. He wants them all removed quickly.
Why are you laughing so hard over there?
He said you don't itch.
No, this
Put some lotion on.
It's just outrageous. I mean, first of all, they want to put all the energy that we use on the electric grid system, which is already, strained and stressed. And what happens if everything, our air conditioning, our vehicles, our home lighting, all our factories are all on the electric grid system, and it goes down? You completely paralyze the country. It's a dangerous idea. By the way, what's wrong with natural gas? Natural gas is a clean burning fuel, and then we have a lot of it. So this makes absolutely no sense. And Trump, by the way, I was very impressed with Trump's press conference yesterday because he knows his facts. It is true that we have enormous amounts of natural gas. We have more natural gas than any other country in the world. It is a clean burning fuel. It's very cheap. Why in the world wouldn't we use it? And it is more reliable.
Yeah. Hey, Stephen, you served on Trump's transition team in 2016, correct?
Sorry?
Did you serve on Trump's transition team in 2016?
Well, peripherally, I haven't been directly involved, but I've been following it very closely, and I've been making a lot of recommendations. And I'm really pleased, by the way, with most of the people who've been put in high places are excellent, smart people.
Well, I posed that question because I want to know how does this work? Is there somebody like watching everything that Biden is doing right now with all these roadblocks that he's throwing? Because as soon as Trump, as he's sworn in, if he's going to do these pardons on day one, if he's going to do I know the tax cuts have to go through Congress and things of that nature, but is that material? Does he have the power to start drafting that stuff now?
Oh, yeah. So basically, it's a great question. When Trump comes in, so he gets inaugurated at around noon. Usually it's around noon when he steps on the Capitol steps, and everybody's gathered there, and he takes the oath of office. And then I was asking the chief of staff what happens next, and then typically the president gets in the motorcade and goes down Pennsylvania Avenue, and a very ceremonial thing, and with all the tens of thousands of fans in the bleachers. But what I'm told is that he is going to immediately go inside the Capitol and not waste 1 minute. He's going to sit at a desk and start, as soon as he takes the oath of office, he's going to start reversing all these Biden edicts and regulations like the one that you guys just mentioned on the gas heaters. So we have a stack of probably an inch and a half thick of over 100 regulations that he is going to repeal on day one, including the electric vehicle mandate. I'm not against electric vehicles, but I am against, forcing people to buy cars they don't want. So he's going to hit the ground running, immediately. He's not even going to wait 1 hour from the time he's sworn in to reverse these policies.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, I was recently in California, and everyone is driving electric vehicles. I've never seen anything like it. Can he reverse, can federal government trump state policies and make sure that there's no more gas guzzling vehicles on the road in 2030 in California?
So that's a good question because it's a matter of whether the federal government or the state government has the authority to do that. My feeling was, look, California should be able to do. I'm a federalism guy. If California wants to put all these rules on their citizens, it's a free country. They can do it, and you can decide whether you want to live there. Just same thing with Illinois. If Illinois wants to do stupid things, which you do all the time,
yes, thank
you pay the consequences of it. But here's the thing. Over half of the electric vehicle sales are in 2 states. You know what those states are?
Illinois.
No. Illinois, what?
Well, Illinois is 4th.
Oh.
California and New York account for about half of. Meanwhile, if you go to the red states, if you go to the Dakotas, you go to Montana, you could go 2 days and not see an electric vehicle. So it's become like electric vehicles have become sort of blue cars. And incidentally, I actually believe, guys, that the best thing that ever happened to the electric vehicle industry is Trump getting elected, because he's not gonna mandate that you buy them, not mandate that you produce them and manufacture them. He's gonna let the market work. If people want EVs, they should buy them. By the way, my wife and I have a hybrid. We love it.
Oh, I love hybrids. I think that is the answer.
Man.
But people tell me that if they break down, though, it's double of what you would normally pay.
Listen, E85.
Well, that might be the case. But the point is, the left. Why do they say, "Oh, you have to have 100% electric"? That's just not safe. It's not a good policy. And they look. An electric vehicle uses half as much emissions as a gas car. So But why not move in that direction? Because they're all or nothing. But I have to tell you the other quick thing. What happened yesterday with that declaration by Mark Zuckerberg that they will no longer discriminate with their, quote, fact checkers in terms of what you can post on the internet, I think is a huge, huge development. And it's remarkable what's going on, this kind of revolution in free speech in this country. It's fantastic.
Yep. Free speech is back. All right, Stephen Moore, we're going to have to leave it there for today. Noted economist and author of The Trump Economic Miracle that he co-authored with Art Laffer. Are you going to be at the inauguration? Are you going to the fancy balls?
We're having a big event with Art Laffer and Larry Kudlow and Steve Forbes and the whole gang. It's going to be a great thing. So I want you both to come and broadcast the show from D.C.
Oh, that would be fun, but I don't think we have the time.
Oh, you want to stay? You want to stay in the 12-degree weather, right?
Yes, exactly. All right, Stephen Moore, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Are you heading into the new year with that same old joint pain? Get moving again in 2025 with help from our very good friends at QC Kinetics. Everybody's doing it, including Joe Rogan, who recently mentioned his positive results from regenerative medicine on his podcast. Revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. Want to learn more about how you can refresh your joints, get lasting relief with these amazing treatments? Call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free with Saturday appointments available. Deal with that joint pain now so you can make the most of the new year. Call